Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 10 beauty products that I am currently obsessed with. I have been wowed by these products, and I'm also going to share my final Summer in the Sun giveaways. Yes, I'm going to announce 2 giveaways in today's video. So if you'd like to find out more, then just keep watching. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me for today's video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. First off, a couple of things. I'm wearing my hair curly after my keratin treatment, but I still have some straight parts that won't curl. So I'm trying to keep my hair back here. But if you see parts of my hair that are not curly, you guys know why. It's my Answer keratin treatment. It's going to have your hair straight and snatched. So still loving my Answer keratin treatment, but when you want to wear it curly, it might be a little difficult in the beginning. Before we jump into today's video, let me talk about what I'm giving away in today's video. You guys know I like to give away prizes throughout the summer, and I usually give a prize away each month. But this summer has just been hectic, and I have gotten really behind on my giveaways. So I decided to go ahead and announce 2 giveaways in today's video. So you will be allowed to enter both giveaways. However, you can only win one. So if you are selected for one giveaway, then someone else will be selected for the other. It's very unlikely that the same person's name would be drawn twice, but I'm just letting you know in advance that I'll pick a winner for each giveaway. So you can enter each giveaway if you like. There will also be ways to enter this giveaway every day. You just need to check down in the description box, visit Rafflecopter, and all of the information about how to enter as well as how long the giveaway will run will be in the description box and at Rafflecopter. All right, so for giveaway number 1, I am giving away a Shelly blush as well as an Urban Decay 24/7 shadow. And I recently took advantage of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, and I picked these up for you guys, and I'm going to show you what they look like. So Shelly is a blush I already own, and it's kind of a pink coral shade. And it looks light here because of my lighting. It actually is deep enough for my skin tone, and it is a blush that I have really enjoyed by Benefit. I'm also giving away this. This one is in the shade Dumb Luck, and I was hoping to find the viral shade like Space Cowboy, and there's another one that's kind of viral, and they did not have that at Ulta. So I picked a shade that I thought would look good on most skin tones, and I purchased it for myself as well because I like wearing a pretty gold on my lid as a one and done shadow. So this is from Urban Decay, and it's a shadow that I think would look good as a one and done. It's very, very beautiful. So the blush that I showed you is mine, and this is the one that the winner is going to get, as well as the same thing with the eyeshadow. I showed you mine, and this is the one the winner is going to get. For giveaway number 2, I've included some drugstore products because it allows me to give you guys a little bit more. One of the items I'm giving away is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. It says Dew, and it spells it D-E-W. You want to know our secret. This multitasking primer has a unique gel texture that works like glue to grip makeup for long-lasting wear. So I have no idea why they have dew in the name, because you would think that this is going to be dewy, but I don't see it as making my skin dewy. So I'm really enjoying this primer. It's kind of a gripping primer, almost like the milk primer. So this is the primer I'm going to give away. I'm also giving away 3 of the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows. I have it in Truffles, Berry Bad, and Cream and Sugar, and they're all beautiful. I actually own these. The only one I haven't tried yet is Cream and Sugar, but I just recently purchased it. That's this one. but I have truffles and berry bad, and I really have enjoyed these eyeshadows. It's hard to believe they are so affordable, so I thought you guys would like these. You get 3 eyeshadows. I'm also giving away the Mini Benefit Fan Fest mascara. I purchased this also during the sale, and I haven't had a chance to try this mascara, but the reviews seem to be excellent, and I will give it a go and try it out myself pretty soon. I will link both giveaways down in the description box. Make sure that if you're interested in entering both giveaways that you visit both Rafflecopter links. In order to be eligible for either giveaway, you have to be subscribed to my channel, you must like this video, and you must leave a positive comment. You also must be 18 years old or older, and this giveaway is open internationally. There will be Rafflecopter links in the description box along with all of the giveaway rules. My giveaways usually last a couple of weeks. I will notify you with the information that you leave for me at Rafflecopter. You do not need to leave any information in the comments. So as I mentioned, these are my final giveaways for this summer. Good luck to everyone. We're about at the middle of the month. Some of these products may end up in my monthly favorites video, but I really have been like so wowed by some of the products that I want to talk to you guys about today that I decided to dedicate a video to it. I actually had reactions when I used these products for the first time or the first time in a while, and I'm like, wow. Or I've used the product and just continued to use it and am impressed more and more each time I use the product. So I wanted to really narrow it down, like what have I really been feeling lately and what have I been wowed by, what has been blowing my mind, so that I could talk to you all about it, because I think that any of these products would make you happy if you decided to go out and purchase them, because that's how much I have been enjoying them. What works for me may not work for someone else, of course, but I am pretty confident about all of the products that I'm going to talk to you about today. So the first product I want to talk about is this. I immediately went back to the store after I got this primer and purchased another one and purchased one to give away to you all, because on the e.l.f. website, it indicated that it had brought this product back. It sounded almost like it was for a limited time. I couldn't tell whether it was permanent or not. And because this smells like watermelon, I forgot to mention that earlier when I told you guys about this product during the giveaway portion of this video. It smells like watermelon, so it makes me feel like this is more of a summer product. I'm not sure, but it is really good. It sort of feels like the milk primer that has that tacky consistency when you apply it. And I just feel like for a drugstore primer, it is very effective. I have this primer on today. It's only $10. If you can find this in your local Ulta, I would recommend that you pick it up. I think that you guys would enjoy it. I really love the experience, just the smell and the tackiness and how easily my foundation adheres to my skin and it doesn't move all day. And I have a beautiful finish. So this is the first product that I am currently obsessed with. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this MAC Studio Fix Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF 15. It is a 24-hour matte foundation plus oil control, and I have mine in the shade NC46. One of the reasons I'm excited to tell you guys about this is until purchasing this one, I have never worn this foundation. Since I have been here on YouTube, I'm often asked, what is my Studio Fix foundation, or what's my MAC foundation shade? I wore the powder foundation in C6, just FYI. I had a foundation by them that I don't think they any longer carry, and I never liked the shade. So I never would tell people that that was my shade because I didn't like it and I don't even remember what it was. Most of the time when people are asking me what's my MAC shade, it's this one they're referring to, and I just never purchased it. Nothing ever caused me to want to buy it. I had so many other foundations that I was in love with that I just never went back to this. So recently they reformulated this foundation and there's been buzz around the foundation. People have been talking about it, and I thought maybe now is the time for me to give this a try. It's the foundation that I'm wearing today. First off, just me looking in the viewfinder here, the match is outstanding. It is definitely a great oil controlling foundation. I haven't been able to put this down. A few days I have worn something else other than this, but ever since picking this up, I want to put it on every single day. I am 51 years old. I have to remember to say that now. I'm 51. The lines and wrinkles in your face, you really have to be mindful of those with different foundations these days. Sometimes foundations really settle in those lines and accent them, and you look older than you are and look makeup-y and crusty. And I have found that this one just doesn't do that as badly, because you can't hide that you're 51. I mean, I'm gonna look older than, you know, a young person, because I am. This just sort of adheres to my skin. It becomes one with my skin. When I'm applying it, I apply it kind of in sections. I don't put it all over my face at once. I apply it in sections because it locks in pretty quickly. Once it sets on your face, it doesn't move and it lasts all day. You might have to touch up once with it or something like that, but it just stays put. I am so hooked on this. I'm feeling like it has already gone to holy grail status. When I empty this bottle, I will buy another one. That's how good it is. I am like, wow, I have been missing out. I am currently obsessed with the MAC foundation, but I wanted to give you guys a drugstore option. I also wanted you to know how much I love this particular foundation. Like, before I purchased the MAC foundation a couple of weeks ago, I was wearing this a lot more, and every time I wore it, I just would stare in the mirror and go, this is drugstore. I just couldn't believe it. I've been talking about it in my favorites videos. I filmed a review on it with 2 other shades. This shade is 330, and this is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. But initially, the store where I purchased the first shades, they didn't have this one, so I picked up 2 shades and mixed it for the video. But my shade is 330, and this is foundation that is on a dropper. You can't probably see it on video, but this foundation has like some luminous qualities, and you can actually see it through the bottle, this kind of shimmer quality. And it's not that noticeable on your skin, like you don't look glowy or anything. Once it is applied to the skin, it is the most gorgeous finish. I remember having this on and visiting my daughter, and she asked me what foundation I was wearing because it was so beautiful. And I told her, and I said, I actually have one that probably will work for you. And I gave her the darker shade that I had initially purchased because she's a little bit darker than me. And she loves it. She went out of her way to text me back and say, that foundation is so good. Of course, when compared to the MAC, I feel like the MAC is going to last longer on my skin than this one. But for a drugstore option, this is the same kind of thing. You don't see the lines in your face. It just looks so youthful and so skin-like and so beautiful. I will link the video where I reviewed this so that you can see the finished look on me and how good the foundation looks on me. I absolutely do not regret purchasing this particular foundation. The next product that I want to mention is this Natasha Denona concealer. The shade that I wear this concealer in is NY11. It is the concealer that I'm wearing today. I didn't put on color corrector because I really wanted you to see the concealer as it is. This one is for sure one that whenever I wear it, the little fine lines under my eyes aren't as noticeable. It's like a flexible, like if I smile, it moves with me. It doesn't like, you know, the crow's feet and things over here. It doesn't like create those, and it doesn't look cakey under my eye. It just looks amazing. And I think the other reason I love this one is the shade for me. It's perfect. It looks more yellow. It is a neutral but with yellow in it. The yellow is perfect. So you see here, I always point out in my skin tone, you can see some yellow. So when I have a concealer that has that yellow undertone, it really draws out the yellow in my skin and it looks really natural on me. It is definitely a very, very good concealer for my more mature eyes. I like the coverage that I get. It does a good job on my dark circles while looking pretty natural. And it, again, is flexible. I can smile, I can do things, and it just looks fantastic. I am totally obsessed with this. I can't tell how much I've used of this, but I will definitely put this in my cart if I start seeing that it's on empty. This is amazing concealer, and the packaging, of course, is just to die for. I love this. The next obsession, I think you guys are gonna laugh at me. I had to put this in today's video because I reacted to this product as if I had never used it before. This is a little Point Perks, I believe, of the Mercier powder. During the last Sephora sale, I picked up a larger one of it, and I just haven't opened it yet. And I decided I was ready to start using it again, but I wanted to empty my smaller one, although I may keep this one for the purpose of travel and go ahead and open my large one. Because this is actually the perfect travel size right here. Perfect travel size. I opened this up a week or so ago and used it, and I was like, oh. And the reason I haven't used it in a while, you guys know I love the Huda powder, and I have a couple of those that I'm working on. I love the Givenchy powder, and I have a new Givenchy powder that's almost half empty now that I love. It's the Prisma Libre powder. I started using that and thought, oh my goodness, this is giving Mercier a run for its money. And I just got really obsessed with that powder. It's so good, guys. Here's my Huda powder in the Cherry Blossom shade, and this is the Prisma Libre. I believe this is shade number 4. That's also very, very good. So I love, love, love those. I have Mercier in a honey shade, and I said I'm not going to buy another translucent until I empty this honey shade, but I still haven't emptied the honey shade. So that's why I said I've got to have another Mercier. Let me go ahead and repurchase. So I repurchased. So now I was ready to try it out and use it again, and it's been months since I've used Mercier. And when I used it, I kid you not, I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I'm gonna like take a little bit. I have my brush here. I'm gonna take a small amount, just a little bit here. And just kind of touch up a little. I don't really need a lot here. But it just, oh my goodness. I can't explain my love affair with Mercier powder. I know it's an oldie but goodie. We've all used it and we've all loved this powder. I remember when I first started my channel that if I didn't have this particular powder on and I was watching back my video, I could tell a difference. And if my makeup was just stunning and flawless, I'd go back through my notes, because I always keep notes on what I'm wearing, and it would be this powder that I'd have on, and that would be like one of the things that was different. So of course I tried other powders, Fenty powders. I've used lots of different powders, but for some reason there's a distinct difference when I have this on and when I have on other powders. So I just wanted you to know that I'm obsessed with it again. I was blown away when I put it back on, and I had forgotten briefly for a moment, you know, how much I really loved it and how much of a difference it made on my skin. So Mercier is a current obsession of mine that has blown my mind. Blown it again. I'm talking about a product that is limited edition, but they have a new set of these palettes. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked Snake palette, and it was the limited edition palette, one of them by Hourglass last season. I have purchased one of their palettes before that I liked pretty well. There was one thing in the palette that did not work for me, and that was the bronzer. I have actually tried buying an individual bronzer from Hourglass before, and I had to return it. It was the deepest shade that they had at the time, so I was pretty disappointed with Hourglass and bronzer. But now, guys, they are getting better. With this particular palette, it comes with the bronzer, which is this one, and I want to swatch it for you guys. So you can see how deep this bronzer is. It is the bronzer that I am wearing today, and see how dark that is now. And it is pretty deep compared to other bronzers that I have. It is a much darker one, and you should be able to see that around the perimeter of my face is the bronzer that I'm wearing. This is like an ambient powder here. I have 3 blushes as well as a gold highlighter, and they all have names that are written really tiny on the back of the palette. And they like to bring out new shades whenever they launch a new one for the new season. And this time they have 3 different palettes, and they're calling it palette 1, 2, or 3, and they are allowing you to choose your artwork. So you can choose the dragon, you can choose evil eye, or you can choose lotus flower. So you can pick the color that you want and put it in the palette that you like, which is pretty nice. So what I will probably purchase, if I purchase this palette again, I will probably purchase the 3rd palette, because this particular one, which is the snake palette, was the 3rd palette, and I want to make sure that everything in the palette is deep enough for my skin. I might will be able to use palette number 2, the one in the middle, but I would rather be sure that everything in the palette works for me than to buy the medium shade palette. Why I love the Hourglass palettes. They are pretty pricey. I think they're like $90. So they are pricey. So it's better to get them on sale if you can get them on sale. But the reason I love it is it's just perfect for me when I'm getting ready for work, because I can put on 4 different things with the one palette, and I don't have to keep picking up something different. This has served me so well this year, and I hate that it has been limited edition and I haven't been able to talk to you guys about this particular palette very much, because as soon as I got it, it was no longer being sold. So now that they have the new ones out for the holiday season, I really wanted to tell you guys how good these are so that you will get out there and purchase one for yourself during this season. If you're kind of a radiant product type of person and you like things that add radiance, everything in this palette is going to do that for you. It's not going to make you look oily. It's just going to add radiance. So the blushes have radiance in them. The highlighter that you see on my cheek is the highlighter that's here, so it is beautiful on brown skin. It is a gold highlighter. It looks great. Even the highlighter that's here on my shoulder and right here on my collarbones, I guess, all of this and my décolleté, that's the highlighter from this palette. You can just see here, it's just absolutely stunning on brown skin. This highlighter is so good. Oh my gosh. Their highlighters are just amazing, and the ambient powder just gives you this radiance and kind of blurs, but also gives this very soft focused finish. It's just really nice to have. And I just mix all these blushes. What you see on my cheeks today is just a mixture of all 3 blushes on my face. And then of course I have on the bronzer, so I have on everything that's in this palette. I have been obsessed. I've used this snake palette more than I used the one that I had before, again, because everything in here really works well on deeper skin. Love, love, love this palette, and I recommend that you guys check out palette number 3, because while it will have some different shades in that palette, they are going to be more brown skin friendly, and if you have fairer skin than me, you should be able to find a palette that works for you. So I wanted to shout this out again. I have been totally obsessed with it ever since I got it during the holiday season last year. These are starting to look busted. I keep them in the box because I travel back and forth. I live between 2 homes because of work. I have the Soft Pinch Luminous Powder Blush by Rare Beauty, and I have it in the shade Joy, the shade Hope, and the shade Happy. I wanted to swatch these for you just so you could see them. This is Joy. I'm kind of ended up on my knuckles. It's almost like a coral kind of burnt color. It's got in that orange family, more earthy color. This is Hope, and swatched it looks very similar to Happy, but on the cheeks Hope is a little softer, more natural shade, and Happy is more of like a cool pink shade. They're all luminous blushes. I didn't do it today because I really wanted you to see the Hourglass blush, but a lot of times I will top any blush that I have with Happy is the one I use most often. Sometimes I reach for Hope. I reach for Joy the least, but I love all 3. But I would love to kind of pop the Happy shade on my cheek whenever I'm applying other blushes. I love these blushes. I also love the highlighter, but it's not a current obsession, so I didn't want to talk about it in this video. The blushes came out more recently, and I have been reaching for them more right now versus the highlighter that is blingy. So beautiful. But these are just very soft and luminous on the cheek. If you have a lot of texture on your skin, then you may not want to use a luminous blush. I have texture, but it is not, you know, out of control. It is going to accent your texture just a little bit more just because it's luminous. Even like the blush that I have on today, probably if you got up close and personal, you might see more texture on my skin because of the luminous qualities in it versus a matte blush. Matte blushes are your friend if you have a ton of texture on your skin. But if that's not an issue for you, then these luminous blushes just add a gorgeous radiant touch, a soft pinch as it's named. It adds that to your skin and it just looks so beautiful. And I have been loving these. I have been obsessed with them, and I have them right on my vanity so that I can easily reach for them. I have used them up, and I love that these are relatively affordable. Rare Beauty is a more affordable high-end brand, so I really love these blushes. I'm happy that I bought all 3, and I wanted to tell you guys that this is another obsession of mine. I am wowed by these blushes. They are so pretty. I feel like I haven't talked about this that much in the favorites before, but the other product that I want to mention that I'm obsessed with is this Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. I think I'm gonna buy the I Need a Warm palette. I wanted the gold palette, and I still may end up getting it one day, but I hesitated to get it. I just purchased this one. One of the things that I've mentioned is you have to think about this if you are a person of color before buying it, because some of the shades work really well on brown skin and some not so much. Like they might make a good transition shade, but won't be able to really stand on their own. However, because you have this deep chocolate shade, it can contour the eye and make just about anything in the palette work. The reason that I am obsessed with it is more about the shimmers in the palette than the mattes. The mattes are beautiful too, but whenever I wear this palette, I get compliments on my eyes. Like today, this shade in the center has been like a super fave of mine, and let's see if I can find a new place to swatch. Oh my goodness, I love that color. And I wear this one a lot, and I have a little bit of this on. I have this on today as well, like so towards the corner over here. I have that chocolate shade on, but this is a shade here that I haven't really been wearing and started wearing recently. this shade here, and look at how beautiful they are. Now this is the bronzer from earlier, but look at these beautiful shades. And I have all of those on my eyes right now. When I wear those shades, people compliment the glitter on my eyes. While I have had some Natasha Denona eyeshadows that sparkled and were really pretty, I feel like this one has taken it up a notch as far as the ones in my collection when it comes to having that pizzazz on the eyes. It is almost like how a lot of the Pat McGrath shadows, there's always a couple of shadows in her palettes that really kind of sparkle on the eye. I feel like this one and there are a few in this palette that are giving me that vibe without that chunky glitter. Like, I'm not getting the fallout that I sometimes get with the Pat McGrath glitters. You may have to be careful not to get them all over your face, whereas I have these on today and I didn't get any fallout under my eye when I applied these. Even this kind of sheen, I think that's what this one is called, it's also very beautiful, and it's like this natural kind of sheen that you apply all over your lid, and it's very almost faint and invisible, but it just adds a sheen and you can kind of contour the eye and it looks so gorgeous. I purchased this several months ago and it's still on the vanity and I'm still reaching for it. It's probably because it's a very neutral palette that goes with a lot of my outfits and different things that I wear. So it has stayed on the vanity. So yes, the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette is a beautiful palette, a beautiful nude palette, and I have been obsessed. I'm gonna touch up my lipstick to show you the next product. This happens to be a new one of these, but I've been obsessing over this for a year, however long ago I bought the first one, and I just wanted to include it in this video because I'm obsessed with this lip liner by Victoria Beckham. It is the number 5 and it's like a neutral brown. So notice my bare lips and how I have brown pigment in my lips. So now I'm going to add this lip liner. So when you look at this, it almost looks like I didn't add very much of anything because it's like the color of my lips, except when you apply a lipstick on your lips, it's going to cover up your actual lip color, but this is going to contour the lips, and it's so close to like my natural pigment that it just looks fantastic. But one of the reasons I like this particular one so much is I notice when I wear this and my lipstick begins to wear off, whether it be a lipstick that I've applied with a gloss, as my lipstick wears off, the lip liner is still there. I can touch up my lipstick without applying lip liner again for hours and hours and hours. It just sort of stays. So that's why I love it so much. So we're going to reapply the lip I had on. This I think is Dusty Rose by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have on a lot today. Could have just stopped with this, but I just was being extra today. So that's the Dusty Rose. This is like Auto Erotic, I think is the name of this. Is a little mini from Tom Ford. It really looks very similar in color to the Dusty Rose. And I could just wear Dusty Rose, but I wasn't sure when I went to apply. I was like, is this the same shade or not? But it kind of is. But the Tom Ford formula is like my favorite, and it always looks really good on camera. So I like using Tom Ford lips whenever I can. So I added that on top. And we'll touch that up a little bit before we add any gloss. So that's just the lip. And it's a very beautiful nude. And then I'm going to put on a little bit of Dare to Bear. by Pat McGrath. And finally, this is Christine, I think is the name of it. It's a Buxom. They sent me this in PR a while ago. And it's sort of a pink color, but you can't see the color. But I just added this for the shine and the plumping effect, because it adds a little plumping. So I just added a little bit to plump. So it is a show enough lip combo. You don't have to put so many things on your lips, guys. I just was being extra. So that's the lip that I've been wearing in today's video. And this lip liner is an obsession of mine. And I know you gotta go to Victoria Beckham's website. You're able to find it other places now. So I'll try to link it at a retail store. That's a little easier to have shipped to you. But I love this brown lip liner. You know, I'm a brown lip liner girl. I like it to contour my lips. That's why I wear lip liner. And Foxy Brown by Charlotte Tilbury is another favorite of mine. Cork by MAC. Cool Brown by Anastasia Beverly Hills. But this is my #1 lip liner now, mainly because of the perfect shade that it is for me and how it doesn't budge. It just stays underneath the lip and it is beautiful. So I am obsessed with this and I love it. I'm so happy I discovered it. Everything that I have tried by Victoria Beckham has been outstanding. Such a good brand. Need to try more things. Love this. My final obsession is a strange obsession, but I'm loving this too, guys. So I have on 2 setting sprays. I really love, and you guys know I love the Professional Super Setter. So nothing can replace this. This is like my #1 setting spray. #1. I love this more than Charlotte Tilbury. I love this more than Urban Decay. It's become my #1 because it kind of erases your pores. So I put this on first so that it would sort of smooth my pores and do its job. Then I followed with the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over setting spray. I can't believe I have 2 MAC Cosmetics products in today's video because we haven't been talking about MAC that much. Shame on us. I got this during 21 Days of Beauty. The one thing that I mentioned when I first tried this on my channel, I think I did a Get Ready With Me, was the nozzle. And I actually moved this product to another bottle and that kind of sprays too much. And so I just recently put this back in the bottle. So I'm back to using this bottle. So the only thing is that this spray nozzle isn't perfect, but the product inside is wonderful. So it is a setting spray that is going to set your makeup, but is gonna make you more dewy. I have that setting spray on today over my Benefit and I'm obsessed with it. I am usually not necessarily a person that likes to wear dewy makeup, but I love this because it's not too dewy. It makes your makeup look so kind of melted into the skin. Like it kind of removes that makeup-y look. Even though when you look at me today, you know I have on makeup. I have on makeup, obviously. Because of the dewy qualities, to me, it makes my makeup look a little more skin-like. And what I have done like today is places where I didn't want to look as dewy, after I sprayed this and gave it time to dry, I just went back over like my T-zone area so that I wasn't as dewy in my T-zone, but I really like that kind of glowy, luminous effect everywhere else, and I just left that alone. So I have been obsessed with the way this still locks in my makeup. It still sets it, but it adds this gorgeous dewy radiance to my skin and makes my foundation look more skin-like. If you like dewy skin, this is a really good one. This is my final obsession. I have one more thing to tell you all before I conclude the video that I think is helping with my makeup application and how my makeup looks on my skin. If you're wearing your makeup and you're not loving how your makeup looks, for one, it may be the products and you may need to try something different, but it also may be that you need to make some adjustments in your overall skincare, because the smoother your skin is and the better condition your skin is in, then the better your makeup is going to look. And I was getting really lazy with my skincare a few months ago, and I was beginning to notice it, especially in my videos. I was seeing far more texture on my forehead where I have texture issues. It was just popping up on my face so much more. I was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. So one of the products that I always talk to you guys about, and I'll pop up a picture of the one I use the most, which is the liquid exfoliant by Paula's Choice. I love that, like the original, but Paula's Choice sent me this one a while ago, and I have a whole set of Paula's Choice products that I have been using, but specifically this is the 1% BHA, and I think the original one is 2%. This one is for sensitive skin, and it is a liquid exfoliant. So I have been incorporating this into my skincare routine, and it's going to help minimize your pores, and it's going to really help reduce the look of texture on your skin. If you're not exfoliating your skin with some type of physical exfoliant or something, then I highly recommend a liquid exfoliant. Good Molecules also has an exfoliant that I use. I really recommend that you exfoliate your skin regularly to help with pores and help with texture, and your makeup application is going to look so much better. The other product that I want to mention is the Tretinoin cream. It is 0.025. It is a retinol cream that is prescribed by a dermatologist. You can go to your primary care. I've seen it online, but I'm not sure if those are legit, if you have to have a prescription. I would recommend getting this from your doctor. If you want to use something similar that's over the counter, I would recommend different retinoid cream. It's like a lighter version of this, I believe. That also works. Then you don't have to go to a doctor. Retinol can be a little bit strong for some people, so I would say if it is, use it every other day. Don't use it every single night. So I will use this sometimes, and then some days I'll use this. I just sort of alternate between them. And the fine bumps that were starting to show up more on my forehead and everywhere else on my face have started to subside quite a bit since I started using this. And it also helps with wrinkles as well and aging skin. So incorporating retinol is going to help improve the look of your skin. And if you improve the look of your skin, then your makeup is suddenly going to look a whole lot better than when your skin is not in good condition. I really try hard to use good skincare, and I have various other products that I use that I will probably talk about in a favorites video, but I try really hard with my skincare most of the time, and I definitely see a difference when I make the time to go through my nightly routine and when I use proper skincare to take care of my skin. So I just want to pass that along, that while all these products that I've mentioned are so good, you need to have a really good canvas that you are applying these products to if you really want them to look good in the end. And I don't have perfect skin by any means. It's a fight. I don't have perfect skin myself, but I am trying. So I just wanted to pass that tip on to you all so that you can have great makeup days every day. So that's all I had to share, guys. Those are my current beauty obsessions. I have really been loving those products. They have wowed me, and I highly recommend them. Also, if you're interested in my final Summer in the Sun giveaways, be sure to check the description box. And if you want to enter both giveaways, you will need to enter using both links that will be in the description box, and the giveaway ending dates and all of that jazz will be down in the where description box. So thank you so much for joining me for today's video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.